purpose of this video is to discuss the instructional design project. We'll begin with the opening page on your course CD and click Modules and then Instructional Design Project. At the top of the page are the files that you need to begin the project. Then we have standards and other files that you need in different sections. There are video discussions of different sections of the IDP, and then some sample projects. Let's begin with looking at the assignment file and a general discussion of the product task. You will develop and teach a lesson that meets the following basic requirements. A low T level of 3 or higher, meaning that pupils are engaged in higher level thinking with the content or curriculum, not just the technology. It follows the IDP template that's on your course CD. We'll look at that in a minute. Your pupils will create a technology product from the following choices, which are choices of the different modules, technology skills modules that you complete in LME 535 or 537. So let's talk about teaching. Teaching is teaching is teaching. It doesn't matter if you're a P12 teacher in public schools or if you're a technology instructor for a business, organization, branch of the armed forces, or university. If you are teaching a skill, you still follow the same instructional design principles. This IDP is not recommended for kindergarten or first graders because of the difficulty required of the technology product. Discuss this with your instructor if this is a problem or if you really feel like you can do it, but be sure to discuss this before you begin your IDP. You will need to select an authentic, real-world topic for your IDP. Just teaching a skill like verb conjugation or multiplication facts or how to create a web page, those are not authentic, real-world topics. You can teach skills within the context of an authentic, real-world topic. This project is developed over the course of 2 semesters. We'll begin it with LME 535, developing the actions part, and then we concluded in LME 537 where we revise the IDP, teach the lesson, and then complete the impact and refinement sections. While most instructional units do include several lessons, this IDP depicts only one lesson. It's usually the culminating lesson of a unit because of the higher level thinking and the completion of a technology product. Your IDP does not need to include the instruction and assessment of prior lessons. Be sure to print and use the scoring rubric below while you are developing each section of the IDP. We're going to briefly look at the standards addressed, specific contents of your IDP. You can click on any of these to go directly to those sections. Requirements for pupil technology products, process and submission and evaluation and feedback, and of course the scoring rubric. These are the Kentucky teacher standards that are addressed. AASL, American Association for School Libraries, AECT and ISTE standards, as well as EPSB. You can look up any of these on the web. When you are later developing your professional portfolio in LME 590, remember these standards. These are where you can place this project in your professional portfolio. Resources for this project that you'll need, of course, a computer. Doesn't matter if it's a PC or a Mac. Microsoft Office, different curriculum resources related to your topic, the internet, software from the different technology skills modules, and you may collaborate with other educators. These are the specific contents of your IDP. Now, there will be additional videos that discuss each section, so I'm just going to name them now. Your goals and objectives, the context, resources, assessment, instruction, and technology, the low T level, references, and appendix. We'll discuss more about these later. Technology requirements for the pupils' projects. In LME 535, you've had opportunities to review and create a project for Google Earth, a blog website, and digital stories. In LME 537, other opportunities will include creating websites with Google Sites, SketchUp, Google Apps, using databases and spreadsheets, and desktop publishing. For the technology product for the IDP, for your pupils, any of these are acceptable. However, Microsoft Word and PowerPoint are not options for this project because they are so commonplace. I do want to talk a little bit about the process for submission, evaluation, and feedback. At the beginning of LME 535, you will email your proposed authentic topic to your instructor and agree on that. Then you'll complete an IDP proposal by the due date. Let's look at that. IDP proposal, where you put your name and date, what your authentic topic is, what grade level you plan to teach. Type a short paragraph or scenario describing your lesson. This scenario will be similar to the ones that you saw in the Instructional Design Module 1 where you wrote objectives. So review some of those scenarios. There are also lesson ideas, low T lesson ideas that's on your CD. I'll show you that. Low T lesson ideas. You can scroll down, and here are several ideas. You are welcome to use any of these ideas or modify these ideas for your lesson. What is the highest Bloom's level? You only have to give the highest Bloom's level. I'm looking for analyzing, evaluating, or creating here. Looking for the high-level thinking with the content or curriculum, not just the technology. Then you will create a 4-part objective, content objective, with the curriculum. It must also address the highest level thinking in the scenario that you have created for this lesson. Then give a brief description of how you will do the pre-assessment and post-assessment of the objective, not just an activity, but of the objective, and then how will you instruct pupils on that objective. Then give one technology objective, a 4-part objective that describes what technology product the pupils will create. How will you pre-assess, how will you post-assess this objective, and how will you teach it. Alright, let's go back to the assignment. Once you've received feedback from your instructor that it's okay to proceed to the IDP, then you'll be looking at the IDP template. Let's look at that. Here's the template that you'll complete the top part, and the entire project will be completed in this template. Okay, we'll be talking much more about this later as there are other videos that discuss each section. Rename the IDP template with your last name, a very short phrase about your topic, idp.doc, that indicates that it's a Word file. Use the .doc extension, not RTF, rich text format, or the docx. sometimes there are problems with opening that particular type of file. All assessments, worksheets, and rubrics go into the appendix of the IDP, not a different file. Now, let me show you that. As you scroll down in the IDP template, here's the appendix. Copy all worksheets, assessments, and rubrics and everything that's needed for this lesson into the appendix. You must link to all worksheets and assessments every time you mention them, whether it's in the resources or the assessment plan or in instruction. Submit your final instructional design project to the EPS at Electronics Portfolio System. You will email the personal reflection for LME 535 to your instructor by the due date. Then your instructor will give you feedback. If you are asked to make revisions, you'll make them in red text. To receive a final grade for the course, you must comply with both of the following. Receive a score of 3 or higher. That means at least 225 points or more out of the maximum of 300. And you must upload your IDP to the electronic portfolio system. You could be given an incomplete for the course if these two requirements are not met. Below is the scoring rubric. There's not only the detailed scoring rubric, but there are comments and examples over here to guide you through the development of this project. Be sure to print the scoring rubric and review it. Use these comments, and of course everyone wants to shoot for a 4, but look at exactly what the requirements are and these guidelines in gray. And we'll go back to the top. And this concludes this introduction to the instructional design project.